Okay, let's talk about something that I'm sure has happened to every single one of us. You get that inquiry from a potential customer, right? You spend, I don't know, hours maybe crafting this perfect, super detailed reply, and then crickets. Nothing. They just vanish. It is one of the most frustrating parts of running a business, for sure. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't your answer, but the question you think you're answering?
I mean, it's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why do they disappear? You give them exactly what they asked for. You sent the details, the pricing, the features, so why do they just ghost you? Well, what if I told you the answer isn't in some stuffy business book, but in a therapist's office? Yeah, you heard me right.
So this leads us to this really crucial insight from a guy named Adewale Adamuyawa. Now get this. He spent 27 years as a therapist before he went and founded an AI company. And what he realized was that the questions people ask, they're almost never what they're really, truly asking about. And that insight, well, that's the key to figuring out why your prospects are going cold.
This right here, this perfectly shows that gap between what somebody asks and what they actually mean. Just like a therapy client asking, how long will this take, is really asking, am I too broken to fix? Can you even help me? Well, a customer asking for more details is asking something way, way deeper. They're testing you. They're really asking, do you get me? Do you understand what I actually need right now?
And that leads us right to the core of this whole method, uncovering what we're going to call the question behind the question. Because let's be real, a customer inquiry, it's never, ever just a simple request. You see, every single message you get is just layered with information. It's packed with clues. It's signaling how ready they are to buy, what their biggest fears are, and hey, whether they're even a good fit for you in the long run. But what do most of us do? We answer the surface question and completely, totally miss all these deeper signals. Sound familiar? I bet it does. And that is exactly why the conversation just dies.
Now, this is especially tough for solo founders and small teams. I mean, when you're trying to be the CEO, the marketer, and the salesperson all at the same time, you're wearing all the hats, right? It's almost impossible not to develop a huge blind spot. You just can't analyze a single message from all the angles you need to, all at once.
Think about it. A big, high-performing sales team, they have specialists. First up, you've got the B2B sales director. This person is trained to look for one thing, buying signals. They're constantly asking themselves, do they have the budget? Am I even talking to the person who makes the decisions? And how badly do they need this, like right now? Okay, so that's one expert. Next, you've got the conversion copywriter. Now, while the sales director is all about the hard facts, the copywriter is diving deep into the language itself. What specific words are they using? What does that tell you about their personality, their fears, their emotional triggers? They're literally looking for the pain behind the words. And then the third expert, the customer success expert. This person is always thinking about the future. Is this client actually a good long-term fit? Do they look like they could be a high-value partner down the road? Or are they going to be a total support nightmare? So see, you've got sales, copywriting, and customer success. Three totally different experts, all staring at the exact same message. But when you're a solo founder, you can't be all three of those people at once. It's just not possible. And the result? You end up missing about 70%? Yeah, 70% of what's actually being communicated in that simple-looking message. You're basically operating with only a tiny fraction of the information that's right there in front of you. But what if you could have all three of those experts on your team, ready to analyze every single inquiry that comes in? Oh, my friends, this is where AI completely changes the game. See, the real breakthrough here isn't about using AI to just write a fast reply. That's old news. It's about using AI to think like a team of experts. You can literally prompt an AI to act as your sales director, your copywriter, and your customer success expert, all at the same time. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Let's break it down. We're going to walk through the 5-step method. And trust me, it's a lot faster and way more powerful than you probably think. All right, here it is, the entire playbook from start to finish. First, you gather all the context you can on the customer. Second, you run that 3-expert analysis with AI. Third, you boil down the AI's report into a clear strategy. Fourth, you craft a deeply personalized response. And finally, you execute a 2-stage strategy to build some excitement and qualify them even more. And the best part? The whole thing? Just 17 minutes. Seriously. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this thing actually works with a real-world example. We're going to put a super common, very simple looking message right under the microscope. Yep, there it is, the message we all get a million times. Hi, I'm interested. Can you share some details? Now, your first gut reaction is probably to just fire back a brochure and a link to your pricing page, right? But let's see what our AI expert panel found instead. All right, first up, the sales director lens. The AI gave this lead a temperature score of 42, which is solidly in the warm category. Nice. It also said they were qualified based on the BANT framework, that's budget, authority, need, and timeline. I mean, just with that alone, we already know so much more than we did a minute ago. Now, let's switch hats and look at this through the copywriter's lens. This is where we get into the fun stuff, the psychology. The AI tagged their language as a direct professional buyer. So what does that mean? It means this person isn't here to chit-chat and build a relationship first. They are all about finding a solution. And their main pain point, bam, a need for efficiency and scale. And last but not least, the customer success point of view. The AI figured out that this person was a really strong match with the ideal customer profile and even predicted a moderate to high lifetime value. Just imagine knowing all of that before you even type a single word and reply. This isn't just about making one sale. This is a potential long-term partner. So what happens when you combine all three of these expert analyses? What did the AI predict? A 60 to 70% chance of conversion. Just think about that for a second. We went from a generic two-sentence message to a highly confident prediction and a crystal clear path forward. And this is where you see the real magic. Instead of that generic feature list we would have sent before, now you can craft a truly strategic response. You can acknowledge their specific business context. You can lead with the value of efficiency, because the AI told you that's their core pain. And you can use that cool two-stage approach with a waiting list to build some exclusivity. It's brilliant. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Simple. It's about giving yourself the ability to systematically see what all of your competitors are completely missing. Because ultimately, this isn't just some cool AI trick. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see things. It's about training yourself, with AI as your guide, to see that hidden 70% of communication, to see the real intention that's hiding just beneath the surface of every single question. Because when your prospects feel like you truly get them, that's when they convert. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on. The very next time an inquiry lands in your inbox, I want you to stop. Don't just read the words. Ask yourself, what's the question behind the question? What's hidden in there that everyone else is going to miss?